2, 1. I always love this because I can never tell when it's actually saying it's live, but I love it because it's like, it's live. So it's like, so, hey y'all, hey, it's Tracy time. It's time for another moment with me, Tracy T. And guess what? It's a phenomenally fantastic Black Friday. And what makes this Black Friday even better, y'all, is because we have our first guest for the year 2021. He is in the house. We got bells ringing for him. Bells ringing for him. Hey, 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 hey. Bells ringing, bells ringing, bells ringing, bells ringing.
Stop it.
It's your birthday. We don't need any help, y'all. I can tell you right there. Now, Derek, Lamont, Stanley, DLS Jamz, welcome to Live and Lunches Tracy Time. I'm so excited that you are here with me. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Tracy. Hey, everybody. Hope all's well on this Good Friday.
Yes, it's a Black Friday. Every Friday at Live and Lunch is a Black Friday, and I am absolutely delighted to be here with you and for you to me and for us to be here with them because we get a chance to share and showcase this amazing Black business. And so that's why for those of you who are new and true, and then the rest of us who are already part of the T-Row crew, you already know that every Friday, or not just this Friday, but the next Friday and the Friday after next and the Friday after next is Black Friday Live and Lunch, because I love, love, love supporting Black businesses. And I want to make sure that you all have awareness so that you can also provide support. Okay, hello, somebody, support. Can I say support and mean it?
Support.
Before we get started, before it's supposed to go, before we go another further. Woo! Let's get our shout and praise on for number 46. Hey, 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 hey. Pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down. Hey, 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 hey. We
a little step on that.
Okay, we here in America, baby, we have celebrated a brand new administration. We are full and have had an opportunity to give part and bear witness to a phenomenal new day on January 20th, 2021, the year of our Lord. We saw Joseph R. Biden inaugurated as the 46th president of the United States. And if that alone was not enough, we then had the unmitigated gall, the audacity of hope, y'all, to have a first woman vice president, and she is a woman of color.
Yes.
Woo! That's enough for me right there. That's enough for me right there. Now, Derek, I don't know about you, but when I say I cried. It reminded me of President Obama's inauguration. Just the overwhelming sense of hope and relief and just pride. How did you feel?
Well, I did feel a sense of a turn, a positive turn. You know, but for me, like, no matter if you're Democrat or Republican, you know, to me, it's the state that we're in right now when we're dealing with this coronavirus, while we're talking on Zoom right now, we just need to unite, you know? And I do feel like, so I know that this administration just came in really just one to 2 days, but I just feel something's about to shift, you know, that, you know, this country's gonna come back together, you know? So to answer your question, I mean, I felt elated. You know, like when we were talking, you know, just to have a real press conference, you know, with facts, allowing one person to speak and another person to answer, you know, it's just really good to see that again. So I'm looking forward to it. You know, no matter what it is, you know, we're gonna adapt regardless. But yes, you know, it's just a good feeling right now. It really is.
It is a good feeling, and you know, it's not lost on me that we have some 70+ million people who were not happy about the outcome.
Right.
I will say that, of course, we know with every election that will always be true, that there will always be someone who, or one side or one group of people who may not be satisfied or feel some level of disgruntledness, right, with the outcome of the election. But I'm grateful that we live in a democracy that offers us the option and the opportunity to voice our vote. So I will say this before and use this as a segue for us, that we are riding high on the success of all of you who not only registered to vote, but then exercised your right to vote. And you know, I'm an advocate for that. I think it is dire, it is important, and it is not over. I want to remind everyone that this is the opportunity for us, as Georgia has beautifully demonstrated, for us to take an opportunity to let our voices be heard, let our votes be cast, and then for us to let our representatives that we elect truly represent what we believe, right? And so if we are in a position, say this for the state of Tennessee, for which we are, that for the other Tennesseans and other states, if you are dissatisfied with your leadership and dissatisfied with what you saw in the wake of the insurrection that occurred on January 6th, if you are dissatisfied and feel dis-ease with what you saw and how your representative represented you, then it is time for you to get engaged. It is time for you to get up and get your voice and get registered if you have not voted. It is time for you to shore yourself back up, because Georgia has proven to us, hello somebody, that we are in a position where our votes count. No matter how many times they were counted, hello, the vote counted. Those people that voted in Georgia have taken a southern state that was red, bright red, and flipped it to blue.
Right.
I make no bones about being a Democrat. I make no bones about, however, I will tell you, I stand on the side of what is right. And I was grateful to see that some of those Republicans that the senators decided to do what's right. And Derek, let me say this too, as my real segue to you, that power, right? What we got a chance to see with the last administration was that there was a fresh new understanding of how legitimate power can, and how power in the wrong hands can create anarchy. And so this was a lesson for people to know how the government works, the importance of you voting down ballot and not just voting for your president and voting for your mayor, but you've got to get engaged and vote for every position on the ballot. You've got to educate yourselves. We need to stay on top of this, y'all. This is literally the beginning. This is not the end of what we had to survive. This is the beginning of a new opportunity for us in our country. And so now I say this, and by saying, hey, Cammie, I'm gonna say this. This is also a new opportunity because it is a new year for you, that if you are in a position where you are dissatisfied and feel some discomfort or dis-ease with your body, you can do something about it, because I got somebody who is here that's not just anybody, but his name is Derek Lamont Stanley. Hello, somebody. And he has a business that is a Black-owned business because he's a Black man. And DLS Jamz will help you move your body. So Derek, tell us a little bit about how you got into this, how you became a Zumba instructor, and how does this work?
Okay, so thank you for that beautiful segue, Tracy May. And y'all, I call Tracy May, so you know.
And he is the only one. Don't call me Tracy May. I'm gonna cut you. You'll be fooled verbally. Derek is the only person that can call me Tracy May. Don't try it, y'all. Okay.
Well, actually, Tracy, in as far as the dance, I've been dancing for a long time. I started out, I'll say it like this. I had 3 influences that got me to moving, because the dance came before the music, really, for me. Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, and the movie Grease. Yeah, can I tell you about this just real quick?
Love it.
Michael Jackson is, he is, for me, he is the epitome of a showman. Yeah. He could sing, he could dance, he could do everything. Yeah. So when I was a little boy, when I saw him play the Scarecrow on the Wiz,
yeah.
Baby, you would have thought I was hanging on the thing saying you can't win. Look, I've studied him. Motown 25 came out. That man did that moonwalk across that stage. I was just like this. Just watching him. Just watching him. And I studied his moves, and so I can't remember how it came about, but I think my mother and father saw that I had an interest in Michael Jackson. So I would study that moonwalk, and I would study him doing all his moves. And so one day, I don't know who found out that I was doing it. When they saw that I could actually mimic what he was doing, they would call family over. They would call friends over. I would perform for everybody at the drop of a dime. And then when Thriller came out, everybody almost jumped out the seat. When Thriller came out, after I was scared, after I finished being scared of the video, because that video scared the mess out of me.
Yeah.
But I studied him, and I studied him, and I studied him, and I could do those movements just like him.
Wow.
So my brother saw that I could do it. He would call his friends over, and my mom and dad would call family over. And so I would be performing for these people, for my family and my friends. And it was just like, lights, camera, action. When it came on, I feel like I was Michael Jackson. I felt like I was in sync with the music, So Michael Jackson really played a pivotal role as far as the dance. Janet came on the scene. Her style is totally different from Michael. Yeah. But I watched her. Baby, what? What, Tracy? So Janet alone was a force to be reckoned with. The movie Grease. I don't know if anybody ever really paid attention.
Love. You talking about John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, Grease.
Yes. But you remember the scene when John Travolta and Cha-Cha Gregorio, when they did the scene in the gym, when they basically took over the whole thing. I studied that.
Oh,
because
wow.
The movement was so intricate. And I was like, I gotta do it. So one morning I learned it just like that. So I knew something was here.
Yeah.
So what happened, to answer your question, when I was in high school, I played in the band. Shout out to Whitehaven High School Tigers, class of 1993. Put that out there. So I marched in the band, and those drum majors would fascinate me. They jump up, cut into the splits, do the back bends, and I said, I gotta be up there. I gotta be up there. Sometimes when I would play my saxophone, I would think I was a drum major with my saxophone, and I would just overexert the movements because I knew I had to get up there, So my junior year, I tried out. No, my sophomore year, I tried out. I didn't make it. I said, no, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get it. I went home. I would be in the backyard doing the back bends, act like I was a drum major doing that. My junior year came. When I was transitioning to a senior, I became a drum major.
Nice, okay.
Yes. So now people that went to school with me, they know I used to cut up. I was very limber. I could kick my leg all the way up in the air, and I back bend, and I make the folks holler and scream. My father, he couldn't come to the games, but he would actually park his truck under the scoreboard and watch me perform every Thursday, Friday night. So, I knew I had to cut up because, he was watching. And I didn't know what I had. I just thought it was just one of those hobby things. Okay, let's every Thursday, Friday night, let's march down to the stadium, play the music, dance, and that's it. I didn't realize what I had, Going on to Tennessee State, I was a drum major at Tennessee State. The same thing.
Shout out your HBCU.
Tennessee State University alumni, aristocrat of bands. Yeah.
The aristocrat of bands. Wait, yes. We gotta pause. Let's pause and breathe right
there.
The aristocrat of bands was what? One of the bands at the inauguration this year?
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Come on, Tigers. All right.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I was one of the drum majors back in 1997 when President Clinton was inaugurated. I marched in that parade. And we're actually on YouTube. We got a lot of videos on YouTube, but that one in particular, if y'all want to, it's 1997 10 state inauguration. If you want to see me, I was the one in the middle.
Fantastic.
But again, I just thought it was a hobby. I didn't really take it serious. You know, it was just one of those things where I knew I could dance. Everybody could dance, you know. For certain people, it's bestowed a gift of the dance, you know. So got into corporate America, started working, you know, things of that nature. I moved to Atlanta. I actually did commercial. I was a commercial print model down there. So I did commercial print work in Atlanta. Moved back to Memphis, got into corporate America. And you know how it is when you start working jobs, you start having a nice salary. You just kind of get out of the hobbies. Yeah, your passions, you know. So just to fast forward where I am now, my friend Felicia, she was like, why don't you come do Zumba? I'm like, what is Zumba? She said, it's, you know, it's exercise. She says, it's sort of like aerobics, but you just do exercise. I was like, oh, okay. So went to my first Zumba class. Shout out to Monica Taylor. Monica, I don't know if you watch it, but shout out to you. Monica's a phenomenal Zumba instructor. So Monica was she was the Zumba instructor. And as soon, Tracy, I promise you, as soon as the door closed, you just automatically start sweating. Monica was not playing with us. So she couldn't moving, you know, doing all that stuff. And I was couldn't moving just the first time. So I went from the back of the class to the front of the class. And I continued to go. And she would always say, Derek, why don't you become a Zumba instructor? She said, you do the routines better than I do.
Insane. So what did you have to do to become an instructor?
Well, I had to first I had to register for the class. The class was a strenuous 8-hour class.
Oh my word.
We did nothing but dance. We learned all of the different types of Zumba. With Zumba, it's different styles like the salsa, cumbia, merengue. It's all different types of Zumba. And the whole day, we had water, you know, we had like 8 hours. 8 hours. And when I say 8 hours non-stop, it was 8 hours non-stop.
Wow.
When I finished, I was wet everywhere.
Yeah.
But that's how I got my certification. So you had to successfully get through the certification before you could get your license. And I remember the instructor that taught it, she pulled me to the side and she said, now, you know what? She said, I've had many students come through here. She said, but you have something. She said, I can't wait to see what your class is going to be.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay. I came home, I was like, oh, whatever. So from then, I started practicing in the garage. You know, started going to like different gyms, you know, started doing different things, trying to, you know, see where I wanted to be. And then the coronavirus hit. It hit.
But now here's one of the things I can say, and I've said this before on Live at Lunch, that I am so grateful. So let me publicly acknowledge and appreciate you for not letting the pandemic stop you. That you, in the midst of quarantine and at the precipitous of the quarantine, when that hit, you were just about saying, okay, now what am I going to do? Because you recognize, much in the way that this whole idea of Live at Lunch came to be, right? That we, along with Adrian Hughes, the three of us were like, okay, now we're in this place where we're kind of separated from everybody. It keeps us from doing what we love to do, which is connect. How can we take what we have and let it serve the community in the way of a gift? So I am grateful that you gave the opportunity for us to stay in movement, because you know more than anyone, having done 8 full hours of movement to get certified for Zumba, how important it is, especially for the people who have tested positive for coronavirus that are from home, right? That them being mobile and continuously moving is important. And then for the rest of us, like a friend of mine, Maggie Evans, who commented that she's gained so much weight in the process of being in quarantine, that you give an outlet. So I want to thank you and acknowledge you and celebrate that you're giving us that gift, because so oftentimes we can get stuck, especially for those of us that are working from home. We're sitting down for several hours at a time in a day and then in a week. And we know that sitting is the new equivalent to smoking.
Yes.
Offering so many phenomenal health benefits to that. And it literally, y'all, is Derek setting up in his garage and saying, okay, we're going to do this. And now he's gone from offering up from an ad hoc basis where he would say, okay, I'm going to do this when I'm available, to saying, this is something I know is going to really be a benefit to the community. And so I am grateful to you that you can use your talent, your God-given talent of dance, to apply it to this, so that you're offering someone, people that are in a position like me, who's mobile, who's flexible, who's full and fluffy, got lots of assets, but can still move, right? And for people who are in a position where they want to use a dance, like it's easier for them to say, I'm going to go dance for an hour instead of saying, I'm going to go exercise, that terrible word that starts with E, right? And how do you form a routine, and then you practice it? How does that come to be, dear? Because your routines, you have such great music, you have such great moves. How do you determine what you're going to do, and how are they different?
Can I really be truthfully honest with you? And I promise you, I'm not lying. Ever since the floodgates have been open, Tracy, I could be laying in the bed 2 o'clock in the morning. And people might think I'm kidding, but I promise you, I can wake up and a song and a routine and moves are going through my mind. And like it happens throughout the day. So I'm trying to get what I can get so I won't lose. But to answer your question, the music to me is what makes the dance.
Okay.
You know, when I first started Zumba, you know, everybody have their different styles of Zumba. Yeah. You know, some people are strictly Zumba. Mm-hmm. My Zumba, like the instructor, she told me, she said, America has Americanized Zumba, because Zumba is really not supposed to be, you know, you're not supposed to really have pop music and R&B music and hip hop music in Zumba. It's really supposed to be the art of salsa, cumbia, and merengue, and those different styles. But for me, just for me, in order for you to reach people, sometimes you got to get on their level, you know. So what sets me apart and what sets my style apart from other Zoom instructors is that my sessions are themed. So we may do hip hop, and it's going to be straight hip hop, but we're going to dance. Mm-hmm. We may do pop. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get some good old school pop songs, some new age pop songs, but we're going to dance. And then I take it back, you know, we have a session for salsa. We may have a session for cumbia. You know, that's what the jam sessions are all about. It's like you go into a studio. Right. You go into a studio, go work on your music. That's going to be your session. That's what a jam session is. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
You know, so that's
and then you're not limited. So then you are able to take any genre, because you've even had gospel, you've done old school R&B, you've done hip hop, you've done house, you've had a full spectrum of every genre that you have been able to create a routine. Yes. that includes. So when we say routine, tell people what that means, Derek, because it's not just you showing up saying, okay, let's dance. There's some structure and order to what you're having us do when we do Zumba.
Right, and the routines are really formed from the public, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, when I first started in the hot and the cold garage out there, so again, going back to, I didn't take it serious. Most of the time I would dance like I'm a choreographer. Mm-hmm. I didn't really care if you could get with it. I was just, you know, showing you what I could do. Mm-hmm. But when people would inbox me and say, Derek, you cutting up, and I mean, you are getting down, but it's hard for me to follow you.
Right.
So I had to formulate routines depending on your fitness level first off, and then your learning ability, you know.
Right.
So that's where the routines are formed. I found a good song that I think will touch and will get people to look, get people to listen, and then the dance. I incorporate the dance depending on, like, you know, I'm just one with the song. I'm one with the music. So I try to make it as easy as possible so people can
follow. Right. And you start with the warm up. It's like, so you guys, it's like any other, dare say the word exercise routine, but it's like any other physical activity routine that is led by an instructor, where you have a warm up period, you're creating a crescendo where you're getting your heart rate up, and then you're coming back down from that, and then you're getting your heart rate stabilized for the warm down. It is phenomenal. So now, how can people get in touch with you? How can they follow you? How can they take your class? How can they get their DLS Jamz on?
Thank you. Well, as of right now, I am teaching online Zumba lessons at the Cure Wellness Spa and Retreat. The Cure Wellness Spa and Retreat. That's the Cure Wellness Spa and Retreat, located
Shout out to you, Brenda Alexander. Shout out to Brenda.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Brenda's doing wonderful work at the spa. And so she asked me to be one of the Zumba instructors. I think Alexis Lopez, he's one of the Zumba instructors. He does, now he does twerk Zumba.
Yes.
So all my ladies that like to twerk, now I ain't got nothing back there, so I can't twerk. I ain't got nothing back there.
This is a twerk-free zone. I got a lot back there, and that's why there's no twerking. There's no twerkification going on over here, okay?
But it's just different. It's different styles. But I'm on every other Sunday. As a matter of fact, I will be on this Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will do the jam session, which is called the Soul Music Sunday jam session.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a compilation. Yeah, so it'll be a compilation of R&B songs. And one thing I need to say, because just in case if people wonder why I only play the instrumental songs, it's because, you know, with Facebook, now when I first started doing Zumba, Facebook will allow you to play any song that you would, you know, that you wanted. As soon as the pandemic hit, they put copyright sanctions on songs. So in my earlier sessions, the song would come on and then you would just hear a big pause. Right. So, you know, then that again, that you had to be creative again. So, you know, I was like, well, I can't teach if they can't hear the music.
Right.
Right. So most of the things that I do now is instrumental. So the instrumental, it really helps because you really get into the routine instead of listening to the words of the song.
That's good. Oh, I got so caught up with you. Wait, keep talking. Because I'm 100% focused on you. I haven't looked at anybody's comments. I'm 100% in. Okay, Derek?
Okay.
Okay, so you got a shout out. Kimberly, we see you. Kimberly Giles, we see you, babe. She's giving a shout out to Whitehaven High School class of 84.
Hey, Kim.
And then, of course, Bobby. And hey, Bobby. Cammie Stanley, my faithful, loyal, and true. Cammie, love you. But I saw y'all comments. I just looked out. I was like, oh my gosh, I hadn't paid attention to anybody's comments because I've been 100% focused. But okay, so now the class that's coming up on Sunday at 1 p.m.
Yes, at 1 p.m. I'll go live on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Starts at 1 p.m. How my sessions are, but the sessions at the spa, because it's an actual class. So due to COVID restrictions, we try to keep at least like 3 people in the session, and we try to space them out with the masks. So I don't know how many people are going to come this week. I think Brenda said we got 2 more people that wants to join.
Oh, so, wonderful. Okay. So you can actually attend in person at the Cure Wellness Spa and Retreat. Okay. I will post the information for those of you who are local and want to attend and be one of the particularly exclusive in-person attendees. And if you want, so that you can know, or you can look it up, the Cure Wellness Spa and Retreat. She's online. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram, the Cure Wellness Spa and Retreat. And Brenda Alexander, shout out to you, doll. Love you. Think you're doing wonderful things. So glad, so proud. And at 1 o'clock at the actual spa, you will.
Actual spa.
So then for those that want to participate online, then how do they do that, Derek?
Now, I do have a page, a DLS Jamz page. As of right now, I am not teaching on that page because the dance floor is still being renovated. That is a long story, and
no dance on the dance floor. The dance floor is getting done. Y'all can see behind Derek. So you know, one of the things I get in my communications training and in the space of presenting is that you address the elephant, right? You guys you see that Derek is behind a white wall. You hear the echo in his environment. It's because his home is being renovated, and so yes. The floor for DLS Jamz is in the process in progress of renovation, and so. We have had, because of the pandemic and the coronavirus, which has affected and impacted every single thing that you could think or touch.
Yes.
Is also touched, and they thought that they were going to be done at a certain time, and they are not. Or as my says, you thought you were, but you weren't. And so it's easy for you to allow yourself to get frustrated with that. But once again, Derek did not, and is in fact teaching class in person. So what you can do in the meantime, though, is go back and look at some of the other classes that he taught when he went live, because he went live a number of times during the course of these months. And like he said, before Facebook made the restrictions and muted some of the music, you were able to go in and have the experience with him live. And so I would encourage you to do DLS Jamz is get you a YouTube page, boo-boo, and upload those so that people can go right to your DLS Jamz YouTube channel and then see all of them and have an opportunity to subscribe. So as you do new ones, or you can record yourself in a space and then upload them. How about that?
You know, you and I talked about that. So I do have a page, and I am in the process of uploading different videos. So you all can go on YouTube, and you know, you can follow outside of Facebook or Instagram or any other.
And is that page DLS Jamz with a Z?
It is DLS and then the space Jamz. Yeah.
So y'all know I coach wherever I go. I can't help it. It's in me. Just like he got the dance and the music in him, I got the coach in me. What can I say?
Yes.
It's what I do. So
yes.
I'm exclusive. I only have a certain amount of clients, but baby, I'm gonna tell you what I give them is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yes.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, send a message, post it. Derek is available, but not to everybody. Because of the pandemic, he's doing it live at the Cure Wellness Spa Retreat. So that means that they have to adhere to CDC guidelines and safe distancing. And so the class size is limited. However, your participation and how often you go is not. It's up to you. So I suggest, and I'll provide the information for the Cure Spa and Wellness for you so that you'll know how to connect with Derek Lamont Stanley with DLS Jamz. He is a Zumba instructor. He is a dancer by nature. God gave him this talent and he is using it. So Maggie Evans, move your body, baby.
Yes, Maggie.
Yes. Don't get
yes.
Because you know I start clowning. But it's Friday and it's Black Friday here. So Derek, stay with me. We're getting ready to sign off and say farewell to these good folks, but not before I give you a cyber hug. I'm telling you this as sure as I know, as my name's Tracy Rowe, you matter to me. I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And the one thing I want you to do before we meet again, right back here at the same time and space on Monday for Motivation Monday, is live like it's a gift and absolutely above all else, be everyday amazing. Hello, hello. We'll see you. Well, Derek will come back and visit us sometime soon. He'll do a pinky swear on that. I don't want to tell y'all how long it took for him to come this time. Another day.
Don't do me like that.